Hello, everyone. Welcome to this official podcast. I'm Zach Scratch, and as you can see on the other side of my screen, I am joined with a very talented young female DJ who goes by the name of BASS-LEOPARD, and I would like to welcome her to this fully podcast that we're doing today. So, BASS-LEOPARD, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Zach Scratch. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just been continuing with music, school. You know how it is. How about you?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I've just been working lately, which is pretty good, and doing a couple shifts. So I'm really thankful for that. I'm grateful. So yeah, it's been pretty busy this week actually. But I've been enjoying it though.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I know, like, even it just goes quick, you come home, go to school, do a bit of music, prepare live streams, and yeah, before I talk about that, I just want to get right into it. So from what you've told me, you're 19 years old. What
Yeah.
what made you want to become a DJ? How did you, like, what age did you start?
Okay, so this is a really interesting one actually. A lot of people ask me this. So I don't know. I've actually gotten interested in DJing by like going to so many parties and discos when I was younger. And I've always been like interested in so many genres. Like I've always like been into like the throwback music, like the music like we grew up with. But I've also been into a lot of hardstyle and trance, like the old hardstyle and trance and like energy and like all those things. And like, I don't know, I just grew up with all those genres, and that's how I became like, I don't know, I just got interested in becoming a DJ. And also how I got some DJ lessons is a DJ did my sister's 18th a couple years ago. And then he told me that he teaches people how to DJ. And then I did some lessons through him. And that's how I basically started. So yeah, I actually started DJing at 16. I did my first gig at the Cronulla Sharks, and it was pretty like nerve-wracking. Like I was so nervous, but I was just excited. Like that was just like such a great start for this like chapter. And like, yeah, it was so exciting.
Yeah, it does sound very excited. I haven't even done my first gig yet. I've only played at school, which you've probably seen on social
Yeah.
media. Yeah, like
I
I
mean,
remember trying to do that the first day. I was nervous. I couldn't even look at the crowd.
yeah, I mean, like it does make you very nervous, especially doing like a gig in front of a huge crowd. Like I'd done like two gigs at school once when I was back at school, and yeah, I was so nervous, but I was also very excited. And it also like, brings up your confidence, like when you do those massive gigs, like when you do big gigs, that means you can do more of those and not feel like super nervous. Like, I mean, you still feel nervous, but once you get the hang of it, it's like, yeah, it's all right. Like it's still pretty good. But like, yeah, it still does feel pretty new to you, but trust me, you will get the hang of it. Like I haven't even done nightclubs yet, and I'm starting that very soon, which is gonna make me very nervous, but yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I heard you're DJing for one of the big companies, the I Anthem Enterprise, which is I forgot what's the event called? I forgot.
It's called
Um,
House of Play. It's
House of Play. Yeah.
we got 10 DJs including me. We actually got two Melbourne DJs, and like they're pretty big. So it's like, yeah, it's going to be a massive show. Hopefully a lot of people come because we got very popular DJs, very big ones too, especially here in Sydney. So I'm very excited. Although unfortunately it got postponed. It was meant to be on the 25th of February, but it got postponed to the 18th of March now. So let's see, fingers crossed that hopefully it still goes on.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't yet change or anything. So hopefully we'll be allowed to, well, you guys will be allowed to dance again.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I just really hope it doesn't get cancelled. Like it's so frustrating to postpone like events. Like the government doesn't understand. Like when we um what's it called? When we do like so many events and we try and organize it, then we got to postpone it. Like first of all, it costs a lot of money to actually try and like, try and get the shows happening back up again. Also, like people want their refunds if they can't go to the event. So yeah, it's actually just a load of shit happening. So yeah, but unfortunately that's how life is now. We're in a serious pandemic. So yeah.
Yeah, I know it's just how it is, unfortunately, which is really annoying. But anyway, that brings me to my next question. What like what how did you what made you want to become a DJ? Like I mean, how did you even know what equipment to get, what software to use, basically?
That's a great question. So yeah, like I said, like through DJ lessons, I was doing a couple lessons, and I had like this DJ deck that I never really used. Like that was my first deck. Now I didn't really understand how to use it. So and then when I did like those lessons, and then the DJ actually sold me like one of like his decks, and like he didn't want to like use anymore. So I actually end up using that deck, and I still have it. I haven't sold it or anything. I've had it for nearly 4 years now, and it's still a pretty good deck. So yeah, that's how I got to know like what equipment to use, and also asking questions, people giving me advice, which one's better than the other. So yeah, and also like researching too, that also helps as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's does help. Yeah, definitely. So I also wanted to ask you, I've listened to a couple of your mixes, especially the Wild Summer January mix. Like how did you or when did you start getting into genre of energy?
Um, so for the genre NRG, I actually got interested and inspired by like my cousin. He was showing me a lot of like the Alex K music. So this was way before I did like the NRG mix, this Wild Summer mix. Yeah, and he showed me all the Alex K music, and I that's how I started getting into it. And that was kind of like the old like NRG, like the old school music. And also Sunset Bros, like I love their music too. Like that's like real NRG as well, like the old school NRG that they have as well. It's
Yeah.
pretty good, and that's how I got interested in it. So,
Yeah,
and that
because
wild, yeah.
because obviously the genre of energy has been out for more than 25, 30 years, so it is older than us, that's for sure. Because obviously
Yeah.
you may not have heard of the old school nightclubs, such as they would play old school energy at nightclubs called DCMs, Rogues. You might have heard of it or not, but they would play old school tracks. Everyone loved it. Obviously, I've never been, but I've heard good things about it, and it just went off.
Yeah, I mean, like, not a lot of people know like the old NRG, like the old school NRG. Like, unfortunately, it's not very popular in Sydney. That's the thing. I mean, a lot of people listen to it. You'll be very surprised, but it's more the Europeans that listen to that type of music, because that's actually the music that they play in things like Mykonos, like in Greece. Like they will play like that type of like old school NRG, like the 90s and that. And like it's pretty big. I think it's pretty big down there. And but also we got a lot of variety of genres as well. Um, that every like I don't know how to explain it. Like in Sydney, we got a lot of house music. House music's very popular in Sydney. That we don't really have much variety of genres. Like we don't even really play them that much. Like it's more like house music, R&B. Like we play a bit of EDM, but it's not big here in Sydney. That's the thing. But EDM's pretty big actually. It's a very big genre around the world. So if we had more of that in Sydney, I reckon Sydney's nightlife would be so much better. It would be bigger. And yeah, that's what I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, that is very true. Like, obviously, you may know who Carl Cox is. He is the biggest house DJ and all across the world.
Yeah,
Obviously, he does
definitely.
tours all around the world, playing just his own tracks of house, and it's just amazing how he does it. But I definitely agree with you on that point that energy has always been more of a like European type of thing as well. And yeah, it's just amazing how it started, to be honest.
Yeah, nah, NRJ is pretty cool. I really like the genre. I think a lot of people should start listening to it because that's the real club music. That's the real vibes.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So my next question is, do you like where do you want where you are now? What are you thinking of doing when you're older? Do you want to continue DJing? Do you want to take it to the next level? Would you become internationally?
Uh, Honestly, like my plan is to become like, interstate, like DJing around Australia and also internationally. Like I would love to DJ overseas when the time is right. And I've done a lot of gigs in Australia, done a lot of tours. That's when I think I'll be ready to do overseas. That takes a bit of a while because also it's about networking. So like when you become a DJ and you're doing clubs, it's about networking, connecting with them, promoting, advertising, supporting them. It's all these things. So if you support the club and you promote them and you comment and all those things, then that's when you can get all these DJ gigs happening. So that's what I've been doing. And it seems like my dreams are coming true right now. It seems like a lot of stuff's been happening. So I'm pretty excited. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, no, that's great. Like obviously, if it wasn't like, back then they didn't have social media. Also, social media does play a big part of it. I know when I did live streams on Facebook, that everyone was shocked seeing me, oh, like this 15-year-old kid playing old school energy, playing tracks that are 25 years older than me. That's how everyone like got shocked with me.
Yeah, I mean, like, because obviously you're very young and you're playing this old school music. Like, a lot of people are obviously going to be shocked, but it's still the music's pretty good. And if everyone likes it, then there you go. You're playing the right music for them.
Yeah, it's definitely is great. But also I wanted to ask you, um, with your like, have you thought of doing like making your own music, or even creating your own energy song, hard style, any genre? What have you thought about?
So I've actually made some tracks before. I actually made 3 tracks last year and I uploaded it on SoundCloud. At the moment, it's on private because I want people to listen to more of my mixes. And the music that I made last year, it was more to get me a head start further in the music industry. So that's on private. I might like um, what's it called? I might like keep it off private, like whenever the time is right. But for this case and for a while, I'm just going to keep it on private at the moment. And when it's time, I will put it on public whenever I'm ready to do it. So, but yeah, I am planning on making more music. At the moment, I would rather do like more collabs. I love collabing with people, especially with singers. That's what I'm trying to look for. I don't want to make a track when there's no vocalist in that. Like, I would love to make a track when there's a singer in there. We can collab and all that. So, yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. I don't really mind about the genre. To make NRG and hardstyle, that takes a couple years to actually get the hang of it and to actually know what you're doing. So I haven't thought about making hardstyle or trance or NRG yet. So I just want to get the hang of producing music for the time being. And then when I start to know more things, then I'll start making those genres. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like obviously to even make your own song, or like, I know even making a remix is hard as well, but to be able to make your very own song with own singers, sounds, that's the hardest part, because you gotta buy the beats, or you gotta buy that synthesizer where you just make your own sounds, which can be a lot of work to try and line it all together.
Yeah, well, I mean, like to make music, like I said, well, actually, I was saying it to someone else that it takes a while to make a song. Like it can sometimes take 3 to 4 months to actually make a full song completely because there's so much work to it. Like you got to do a lot of like um brainstorming. You got to like figure out yourself like what kind of sound you want. If you're writing lyrics, you got to figure out what lyrics you're going to write, brainstorm it and all those things. Like it takes ages to make a song and to do a lot of preparation for it too.
Yeah,
There's a lot of work to it, but it's so worth it when you're patient and you're waiting for all these months. And then when you wait for all these months and you're patient and it's ready to release, then that's when your song will become like bang, like a big hit. So it's better to never rush things and just wait for it, because that's what I'm seriously going to do. There's literally no pressure at all. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's fair enough. Like even when we started talking, I was shocked, like how young you are as well. Also playing energy, I was like, oh yeah, I wonder if there's like other young energy influencers or DJs that also play the same genre that are close to my age. And yeah, it's just amazing how, because obviously that's what we want to do, embrace the energy on, because obviously we know as Alex K, KCB, Thomas Knight, Charlie Brown, Nick Noble, all those energy DJs, there's going to obviously come to a time where they can't carry it on forever. So it's always good to have that backup, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Like when you become a bit older and you're like 18 and over, that's when you can take over and they can recover, because they also got families too. Like Charlie Brown's got a family. Nick Nova, I don't think he's got like a family, but like Charlie Brown and all the other DJs that like are real dads. So it's like they got their own families. So one day they eventually will retire. So like it's time, like for us, it will be easy for us to take over and still let energy happen, still let the show happen, because it's a lot of people like it, which is pretty good. And if we put on a big show, then that'll be awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Also, I wanted to ask you, since it's also a new year, have you like thought of any goals or anything you would wish to accomplish in this whole year?
So basically, like my goals for this year. So it's very hard because of all this like COVID stuff and with the vaccinations. Like I'm obviously vaccinated, right? But the thing is, I don't know if Sydney is going to actually push like the boosters, and if they're going to make it mandatory for people to get a booster, or like, or let's say they might not let you in if you're not fully vaccinated by getting a booster. So I'm not actually sure, but like still, I'll still say my goals. Like I would love to DJ, like to travel interstate. I would love to like DJ in Melbourne and like places like Gold Coast. Like yeah, I would love to DJ in like other states, but first they do a couple of shows in Sydney, then work my way up and do like other shows in other states. So that's like a big goal for me for this year. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they're very good goals. Like also, I mean, one of my goals are I just want to try either create my own energy song, do piano lessons, buy a synthesizer. I've also bought new monitors as well to go with it. So yeah, just trying to learn how to do it all and just smash it all out. And obviously, I'm in year 10, so playing at school, just trying to influence it and just like introduce more like the genre energy to the young people out there.
Yeah, nah, like that's pretty good. Like keep doing your thing and you'll smash it out there and you'll become a superstar. Believe me, I will know you'll know this one.
Yeah, thanks. So also I wanted to ask you, with with your when you first started, right, with your style of music, how did you learn how to, like, obviously you told me you had DJ lessons. Like, did you have DJ lessons first, and then did they tell you, like, did they show you what programs you like to use?
So basically, yeah, like when I did my DJ lessons, the first thing I was learning about like, mixing and how to beat match like songs and trying to get the BPMs like all the same and everything. That was so overwhelming because to understand that it took me a while. Like it still took me a couple months to get everything right. Like not everything happens one go. So that took me a while to learn. But with the program, like, it was simple. My DJ coach, I'm basically using the same program as him. So he told me all about it and helped me install it. And yeah, that's what happened. And now I'm familiar with it. So I've been sticking to that program called Serato. So it's actually pretty good and I'm used to it. So
Yeah, that's very good. I remember because I've only been DJing for a whole year now since, and the way I just started by just mucking around on the phone, just trying to mix a song to another. And then that's when, like, obviously I didn't come up with the name Zach Scratch. And then one day it just came to me, oh, I just, might take the next step into buying like a little mixer, and that's when I first created my own mix and then uploaded it to SoundCloud and then shared it to all social media platforms, and yeah, it just blew up. And then that's when I first did my live stream, which everyone went crazy about.
yeah, I mean, like your live streams are amazing. Like, I mean, I've been like seeing it on your Instagram. I know you do more the Facebook lives, but I've seen you like record it and put it on your Instagram stories. Like, it looks mad. I love your live streams. Like, keep it up because honestly, live streams is a big thing. And if you get so many people watching it, then you're gonna become big. Like, that's what people want. It's entertainment. It's not like it's being boring. So at least you're doing something that's entertaining and also what everyone loves. So if everyone likes your music and that, then trust me, it'll make a huge difference. Everyone will start to like you and you'll become pretty popular. So definitely keep it up, Zach. I love your live streams. It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
That's all right.
I think we'll give it a wrap there. Thank you for joining me again tonight. Yeah,
It's all right.
it
Thank you for
was,
having me. I really appreciate it.
yeah, yeah, I'm definitely glad we got to do this podcast.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, like this is a great podcast. I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll do another one soon.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you. And also, guys, if you wish to meet BASS-LEOPARD, she will be playing at the House of, what's it called? I forgot.
House of Play. House of
House.
Play.
She'll be playing at House of Play on the 17th of March. So if you wish,
18th,
oh,
18th of March.
18th, sorry. So if you wish to see her, she'll be playing there.
Yeah.
And
Thank
also,
you very much.
oh, good. Also, make sure you follow her on Instagram, and SoundCloud is BASS-LEOPARD as well, as a DJ name says.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for joining. Hope you have a great night, and yeah, we'll definitely speak soon.
No worries. Thank you so much for having me, Zach, and have a great night.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.
Okay. No worries. Take care.
You too.